Weekend game plan on TSN 690. We are back here until 9 a.m. And a reminder that Habs Breakfast is coming up in a few short minutes. We'll have our buddy Pete Jensen from NHL.com here on the show. Right now, though, time to get to Mark.
Weekend Game Plan gets out into the community with Suburban Newspaper's sports editor Mark Lidbetter and the Amateur Sports Report.
Sports at thesuburban.com is the email address. All right, Mark, what do you got for us? I see you start with, a little Sport Quebec news.
That's right. Last Tuesday, Sports Quebec and more than 120 Olympians, personalities from the world of sport, academics, medical, and social workers all came together to support sport organized by the federations, the Quebec Student Sports Network, and Sportitude programs. And what they're asking the government is that it be given priority in the return to the normal stages everywhere in Quebec. Because Sports Quebec noted that organized sport is a huge team of 4 million Quebecers, from instructors committed to from beginning athletes to elite athletes, the parents that see their children flourish, the elderly like me who keep fit, instructors committed to 65,000 coaches, including tens of thousands of officials, and more than 100,000 volunteers that make up the Quebec sports community. And among those signing the open letter were Olympians Alex Harvey, Nicholas Gill, Mikhail Kingsbury, Annie Pelletier, and Marianne St. Joly. And the next day, the Quebec Midget AAA Hockey League joined the cause as the league threw its support behind Sport Quebec in its approach to ensure that it's a priority to return stages. The league's president, Yannick Levesque, noted that the message by Sport Quebec's president, Julie Gosselin, represents the values of the Midget AAA League and its 15 teams. And Sports Quebec stated that sports have been reinvented with supervised exercises. They've adapted techniques and equipment to be used differently. Organized sport has worked in close collaboration with regional organizations, all municipalities, and public health officials to make certain that the safety of all concerned was the number one priority. And if anyone wants to take part in the movement, they can go to Sport Quebec's Facebook page and identify with the movement by going #Mon Sport, Ma Santé.
All right, Mark, this is a nice story from the Côte Saint-Luc area.
Yeah, Alero Aribo is a determined young lady who is anxious to play hockey. And while this may sound like countless youth out there, Alero's quest is a unique story, as the 16-year-old has only been in Canada for 2 years after her family moved to Côte Saint-Luc from Lagos, Nigeria. Now, her dream to play Canada's national winter sport stemmed from a school project last year at St. Luc High School, where she was to pick something Canadian to write about, and hockey more than caught her eye. She's been working on her skating over the last year, but the problem, she would be starting at the midget level, which is not easy for anyone, given the skills that you have to combine with the skating. But she has a vision because she is in the works of creating a league for girls to play and learn hockey in a fun environment. So she's putting the call out for people interested in being a player in this league, or a sponsor, or official, or referee, and they can send her an email at hockeygirls, that's GIRLZ, .team@gmail.com. And also, any girls wanting to learn more or improve their hockey skills, they can check out her website, hockeygirls.com, where there are resources to help female hockey players. So she's very committed to this. She said, "No, Ma, I got to do this."
Hockeygirls.com, that's with a Z, not Z, Mark, we're in Canada, Z,
Sorry.
Z. And hockeygirls.team@gmail.com. All right, Mark, finally?
Yeah, well, the Canadian Paralympic Committee's membership base has grown to 27 national sport organizations, as Canada Soccer and the Canadian Powerlifting Union were officially approved and welcomed at a special meeting of members to work on that. And Canada Soccer governs the national para soccer team, which currently competes in a 7-a-side football for athletes with cerebral palsy or recovering from stroke or brain injuries. And at the international level, the sport is part of the Para-Pan American Games. Now, it was part of the Paralympic Games from 1984 to 2016, but just missed out on inclusion for Tokyo 2020 and Paris 2024. And the Canadian Powerlifting Union is responsible for para-powerlifting in the country, a sport that is part of both the Para-Pan Am and Paralympic game programs and has a variety of classifications for athletes with lower limb or hip impairments. The Canadian Powerlifting Union is looking forward to working with the Canadian Paralympic Committee to create opportunities for the powerlifting community. And the hope is to develop and grow the number of athletes and create a professional platform for them to compete in. So, more Paralympians out there. Gotta love it.
Yeah, it's a great story. sports@thesuburban.com is the email address for Mark for this weekly segment or for the weekly newspaper. Thank you, Mark.
My pleasure. Happy Halloween, and stay safe out there.
All right. Same to you, Mark. It is Weekend Game Plan coming up after Sports Center. Canadians opening night roster. What's yours? 11690 text in. We'll also chat about some of the predictions and projections for the upcoming NHL season with Pete Jensen of NHL.com.